NJPW Academy at the LA Dojo. Looking to start your journey or add to your existing knowledge? NJPW Academy is the place to be. There's only one place to get New Japan strong, and that's the NJPW Academy. Head to NJPW1972.com for more information.
I want you for NJPW Academy.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to New Japan Pro Wrestling Academy Showcase number 5. I'm Mark Warzeka. This is Jordan Castle. We're in Southern California at the LA Dojo, and we're excited to welcome you in for what should be a fantastic Academy Showcase card.
Mark Warzeka, there has never been a better time to be a fan of New Japan Pro Wrestling, and there's always a special feeling here in the air at the LA Dojo. Old and new Academy graduates alike chasing that dream en route to glory. And how about that main event? Zane J, just a couple weeks away from the biggest professional opportunity of his life, joining forces with beginner's coach and first ever professional opponent, the DKC, against advanced coaches, Mr. No Days Off Fred Rosser, and IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champion, the Time Splitter, KUSHIDA.
It's time to go to work. Let's get to ringside.
Today's opening match is a singles contest, one fall with a 15-minute time limit.
He's come a long way. He's come from Costa Rica to join us here in Southern California at the LA Dojo.
Blue corner, CWE, 5 feet 5 inches, 165 pounds, El Animal Salvatico.
The stakes are high for him as he represents not only himself in a New Japan ring, but his home promotion. And his opponent is returning to New Japan Pro Wrestling Academy Showcase. It's not his first time on a showcase event. It's not his first time wrestling in the dojo. You heard him say it. He's here. He's back. Raymond is back in the house with us. And we're expecting a very interesting opening contest between these two men. Our first singles bout of the night. And what should be a very fascinating technical battle.
Red corner, 5 feet 7 inches, 180 pounds, 5-star, Raymond Bright.
Raymond Bright says, you can always bet on Bright. But is it true tonight?
Referee, Chad Rico.
The bell rings, and Academy Showcase number 5 is officially underway in Southern California's LA Dojo. Here we go, Jordan.
Mark Warzeka, who is that ring announcer? He sounds very, very handsome, whoever he may be. But that notwithstanding, singles action to get us kicked off. Big opportunity for both of these men, new and returning respectively.
The stakes are always high in the Academy ring. These professional wrestlers have been here in camp. They've been training for several months, and this is an opportunity not only to showcase their skills, but much more importantly, to win, to have a victory in a New Japan Pro Wrestling ring.
Yeah, Mark, you can have a great showing all you want, right? You can look impressive, you can pull out great maneuvers and wow the audience, but that's not going to show in the record books, and that is what ultimately New Japan officials and New Japan matchmakers are looking at. We've seen it come to fruition fruition with men like Matt Vandegrift, the strong survivor, 7-0 for over a year, and a man who Raymond Bright took to the limit in his NJPW Academy debut back at NJPW Academy 4.
5-star Raymond Bright, so talented, and came up a little bit short on the showcase number 4, as you're mentioning, Jordan, and you know that that has been on his mind. It's been haunting him. He does not want to walk out of here today on Academy Showcase number 5 without the W in his column.
And you're seeing that personified with this freakish athleticism from both of these men. Bright saying so close, but so far here. Salvatico, he is no slouch in the athletic department in his own right, Mark.
Watch Bright up over the top. It never stops moving. Sunset flip.
Only a 2. Salvatico, as we mentioned, trained at Costa Rica Wrestling Alliance, a partner of New Japan Pro Wrestling, and said that he came here to show what his country is made of, to become the first, but not the last young lion from his country. He wants to make his coaches in Costa Rica and his coaches here at the LA Dojo proud.
He promises the mother jungle that he will roar louder than ever here in New Japan Pro Wrestling's LA Dojo today. He's wild, he's passionate, and he feels like he's got the whole country backing him, and he very well might as he represents Costa Rica here.
Of course, coaches include advanced coaches, include Mr. No Days Off, Fred Rosser, IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champion KUSHIDA, teaming up later on tonight in our main event. What a contest that's going to be, Mark.
Can't wait. There's 2 big tag team matches on this card today, but that main event has us so excited with the dynamic.
Only a 2 there.
With a dynamic we've never quite seen before on an Academy Showcase. A student, the teachers, as you mentioned, Jordan, it's gonna be a wild affair.
Wild doesn't even begin to cover it, but how about Salvatico? Wild in a literal sense, coming from the rainforest of Costa Rica, and we see here, surviving these shots from Bright and duking out some of his own, really has that animalistic edge, in addition to the beautiful flowing athleticism. There's a mean streak there.
Yeah, reminds me of kind of a feral cat in a way. You're not sure what he might do next.
I'm not sure if it's just the mask, but maybe drawing inspiration from one Tiger Mask, a legend himself of the New Japan Pantheon.
And as we sit here today, Jordan, in this opening contest, we're only just weeks away from December 15th. Strong Style Evolved coming up Long Beach, California, not too far from where we are geographically right now. We're very excited for that big show.
Well, Salvatico very excited to perhaps clench the victory here. Lateral press, hook of the leg, and a kick out from Bright. I want to point to that, Mark. Salvatico, it was only a few seconds, but before going for the cover, smacked his hands together, almost taunting Raymond Bright here. Do you think there's some overconfidence on behalf of Costa Rica's finest?
Well, I think he's coming in cocky for sure because he's been a big fish in his pond. But this is a different world here. It's a different ball game.
Raymond Bright with a championship pedigree of his own beyond his time here at NJPW Academy, trained under the legendary Amazing Red at House of Glory right here, but no athleticism here. These two just duking it out in the center of the ring, Mark.
I'm almost surprised to see it break down like this, but you love to see it. Here's some of that grit, the passion, and the fighting spirit on display in our opener.
We saw the high flag and the feeling out process, and now Raymond Bright, who I want to point out, has added some serious muscle, laying in lethal strikes to Salvatico here.
We talked about how far Salvatico has come, but what about Raymond Bright from New York City originally? And this is going to be a story throughout this card. People have come from all over the world to be here.
Jumping Superman punch. Speaking of the world all over it, Salvatico probably feels like he's on another planet after that shot, Mark.
Can he follow it up, though? Bright staying on the attack. As we hit the 5-minute mark in this opener, we've got a 15-minute time limit in this first contest.
Salvatico ducks, Bright ducks here. Flatliner of sorts there from Raymond Bright, but it's all about the follow-up, and he capitalizes here. But a day late and $1 short, only a 2 count.
He was smarting himself. It took him a beat before he was able to get over there to make the cover, and I think that might have been all the difference.
Raymond Bright, we talked about it in his match against strong survivor Matt Vandegrift at NJPW Academy Showcase 4. He is all about manifesting your destiny, doing the work to make your dreams come true, and he may be zeroing in on that here, but Salvatico has other ideas. Olympic slam. And talk about fighting spirit,
There's the
Morzeka.
feral nature that we were talking about.
It's not just a mask, it's not just a name, he personifies. Now what's he going for here? Springboard senton!
Cover, cover, cover!
Gotta go for the cover here. No, nearly had him, and that is especially important. I said it during the introduction, a 10-minute time limit. These men are already halfway through that allotted time. They cannot afford to let the clock run, lest this end in a double countout, in a draw. We've seen it before.
I sense from both these men prior to this match determination, but also a bit of trepidation.
Hold on, Salvatico. Looking for the law of the jungle. This is a game ender, and Raymond Bright knows it. Reversing here, maybe thinking curtain call.
He had it scouted, Jordan.
Lands on his feet. Clearly, both of these men have done their homework, Morzeka.
Back forth. And Raymond Bright!
Backbreaker!
I see him looking up into the sky, and I know he loves to fly. He's going up.
Maybe looking to graze those stars.
Manifesting his destiny off the top rope in the LA Dojo.
Stargazer!
Here we go. And that is all. Raymond Bright with the victory.
Time, 7 minutes, 18 seconds. Here is your winner, Raymond Bright.
Academy Showcase 4. He was defeated by Matt Vandegrift, but it's at Academy Showcase number 5. Raymond Bright picks up the win in our opening contest.
Righted a wrong here tonight, Mark Morzeka. We talked about how it wasn't a want, it was a need. Destiny manifest and respect shown to opponent Salvatico.
God, that's got to feel good for Raymond Bright. He's been manifesting this vision, a future for himself. He's been manifesting this moment, his hand raised in victory in the middle of this ring. And it came true here for him.
Yeah, but take nothing away from Salvatico, all the way from Costa Rica, all the way from the Costa Rica Wrestling Alliance. It may have been the first time he stepped foot in the cerulean blue, but something tells me it is far, far from the last.
It truly felt like it could have gone either way at any time in that fast-paced matchup, Jordan. And we're heading in next to another singles contest as referee Justin Borden makes his way into the ring.
Second match, singles contest, 1 fall with a 15-minute time limit.
Our first women's match of the night. Another returning wrestler to an Academy Showcase. She suffered a loss at Academy Showcase number 4. Can she do what Raymond Bright just did and pick up a win?
Red corner, 5 feet 4 inches, La Bebecita, Angie Savage.
Angie Savage is back, and she's had months more of training, of matches, of experience since we saw her last. But her opponent has got even more experience. She's absolutely got the experience edge in this one. A pro wrestling superstar entering the LA Dojo.
Blue corner, AEW, the baddie, Leila Gray.
Leila Gray is indeed an AEW star. Featured in AEW, featured in Ring of Honor, and featured here now at the New Japan Academy.
Referee, Justin Borden.
Jordan Castle, we've been very Excited for this one as the bell rings. We've got a 15-minute time limit in this.
Nothing speaks to the importance and the pedigree of NJPW Academy more than this, Mark Warzeka. We can talk and shill all we want, but the proof is in the pudding. Leila Gray, an AEW superstar, a Ring of Honor superstar for multiple years, did not rest on her laurels. She decided to come here where the best training in the sport of professional wrestling lies, the LA Dojo, NJPW Academy.
Because she says one of her goals is to be, Jordan, an international superstar, and she knows that NJPW Academy can help her get there. And during her time here, she says, I have pushed myself to new limits. Are we going to see that in this match?
Said she joined the NJPW Academy to sharpen her skills and gain more confidence in her in-ring ability. She's a hard worker. She's a hustler. She's a go-getter. And Japanese wrestling is all about honor and respect. She wants to earn that respect from the wrestling world for the work she puts in.
She says it's her moment to show the world the evolution of Leila Gray. But you know, her opponent, Angie Savage, also wants to show some evolution. Angie Savage has only been wrestling less than a year. She's in her rookie year still.
January 2024 is when she made her in-ring debut. Absolutely right, Mark.
And I've seen some of her early matches, and she's got a brawling, punching, kicking, chopping, sort of brutal, gritty style. But right now, she's got great ring positioning. And a nice arm drag, and I wonder if we're going to see more solid fundamentals out of her. And she's got more experience under her belt than when we saw her last.
Fell to Viperous back at NJPW Academy Showcase 4, and that has to be the strategy, Mark, especially against Leila Gray, who has that height advantage here.
She's had a tough draw in both of her Academy Showcase matches because both times she's faced a much more experienced opponent, Angie Savage has.
But when you're less than a year in a New Japan Pro Wrestling ring, easy for me to say, a cross arm breaker attempted from La Bebecita, I think it's always fair to assume that your opponent is going to have the experience edge. That's a battle that Angie Savage is going to be fighting for the foreseeable future.
I'm really impressed with,
shoulders down here, perhaps. Leila Gray.
Justin Borden right there checking it.
And Angie Savage alike have got to be careful that while trapped in, or frankly, while trapping these submission holds, they themselves don't get patted down for a quick three. We're seeing it here.
See, that's the experience edge right there, right? Leila Gray found her way into a pinfall position out of that submission.
What I'm very interested to see tonight out of Leila Gray is how she can hang alone. We've often seen her associated with others, a perpetual team player in AEW, whether it's with Jade Cargill or with Top Flight, Action Andretti, and Leo Rush. None of them are present here tonight. It is her and her alone. But right now, looking very, very impressive against Angie Savage, who looks to steal the win, but only a 2.
Angie Savage is executing tactical maneuvers that we absolutely have not seen out of her previously. Very, very impressive.
Angie Savage, a practitioner of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu here, but right now it is Leila Gray taking the fight to Savage here. Talk about the brawling, striking style we've seen since her debut earlier this year in that NJPW Academy Showcase 4 match against Viperous. Leila Gray's implementing some of those strategies here.
The row, drop toe hold, and Leila Gray follows it up by grabbing the leg, wrenching back on it. We're right in the center of the ring, too. Nowhere near the ropes is Angie Savage.
Angie Savage reaching, crawling towards those ropes, but you got to think as Leila Gray twists her into a proverbial pretzel, those inches feel like miles, Mark.
She's not done yet. Leaning back on it, applying the pressure.
Hold on, Angie Savage reversing the hold, though, using Leila Gray's own momentum against her, and now the tables have turned.
Angie Savage has learned some new moves at the New Japan Academy, I'll tell you that.
Referee Justin Borden right in front of her face. He'll be the first to know if she taps. He'll be the first to know if she gives a verbal tap. But again, Savage reversing the hold. These two jockeying for position here, Mark.
Back and forth in this, and now finally, whoa, they're going all the way to the outside and spilling out to the floor.
Nasty spill to the outside, fans. There is a very, very thin layer of padding. But with that type of momentum from both of these women, that did not feel good. That is not going to bode well for the rest of this matchup.
And who is better suited to take advantage of being on the outside?
I would have to say Leila Gray, just because of the experience edge, just because she has this big match experience edge from her time in All Elite Wrestling, or ROH.
The baddie dumps. Leila Gray, the baddie dumps Angie Savage back in and is coming right back on her, but Angie Savage was waiting on her, ducked the clothesline, fires back away. And Leila Gray is capable of being very explosive, as we see right here, and hit the 5-minute mark in this match.
Only 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes to go at this point, and you can see the intensity crotcheting up here. Cover from Leila Gray. Kick out here from Angie Savage. You can see the intensity ramped up from both of these athletes. The second they hear that verbal cue, 10 minutes left, they kick it into another gear.
There's a tradition here at the Academy to take your picture when you start here, out in front of the New Japan Dojo sign. And when Leila Gray posted hers, it darn near blew up the internet. It went viral. Fans were so excited. Fans that know her from AEW, from ROH, from Netflix, from the wrestlers on Netflix, were so excited to know that Leila Gray was joining us here at the Academy.
Hip attack followed up with a face buster. Leila Gray, shoulders down, hook of the leg, but only a 2. And I think they were excited because people have seen the potential in Leila Gray for such a long time. And for her to take herself so seriously, again, for her to not rest on her laurels and collect an easy paycheck and say, I already made to the dance. Why do I have to improve like so many others might? It speaks to how much she wants this, how much she wants to be the best in AEW and Ring of Honor, and how much she wants to eventually make it to the land of the rising sun.
She says the grind never stops, and neither does the baddie, and she is not stopping right now. She's got control of her opponent and is taking her on a tour, turnbuckle to turnbuckle, of the Academy Showcase ring.
Talk to us a little, Mark, about those unique turnbuckles. They're not the traditional turnbuckle pads that a Leila Gray might be used to in an AEW or a Ring of Honor.
Right, that's the New Japan Pro Wrestling style of buckles, where it's covering from top to bottom all of the ropes in the corner. And of course, they're in the neutral white corner right now, red and blue corners wrestlers traditionally start out in.
Leila Gray licking her chops here, but took a little too much time, went to the well a few too many times, and Angie Savage taking advantage.
See, that's what I'm talking about that brawling nature of Angie Savage. She's got that in there, her just firing away with the forearms.
Yeah, but she's also an angry fighter, and you know what they say, Mark? An angry fighter is a sloppy fighter. Leila Gray taking advantage of some of that sloppiness here.
Blockbuster, nicely done.
It's all about the cover. It's all about how you capitalize. And indeed, Leila Gray capitalized a moment too late. Angie Savage gets the shoulder up.
Coming into tonight, Savage said she's got a lot of FU energy building up inside of her, but Leila Gray is beating some of that out of her here.
Submission hold applied now. Very wise from Leila Gray. Some of that coaching from Fred Rosser and KUSHIDA playing dividends. I think Leila Gray 3-4 months ago might have applied the submission hold right there. It speaks to her training here at NJPW Academy that she dragged Angie Savage to the center. Dragged Angie Savage to the lion mark, far away from the reprieve of those ropes.
That's what you want her. You want her on top of that logo. And she's got this chin like in tight.
But credit where credit is due. Angie Savage fighting her way back up to a vertical base here. Suckering Leila Gray in here, perhaps paying on her good nature here. Fool me once, you know how it goes.
Angie Savage just said, I move accordingly, even if it means moving disrespectfully. We might have seen a taste of that a moment ago.
Again, especially after falling to Viperous at NJPW Academy Showcase 4. Angie Savage cannot afford this victory by any means necessary.
This is therapy to her. She says wrestling is therapeutic violence for her. And there is a nice, impactful vertical suplex.
Following it up with a body slam. Again, as is the case with so much of the offense we're going to see here tonight. Basic, fundamental professional wrestling. NJPW Academy teaches you again and again and again and drills it into you until you know how to do these so-called basics the best and most brutal they can be.
Fundamentals for a reason they work. And especially when you can execute them like that wrenching back on the back.
It is a cloudy day in Carson, California, but Angie Savage looking to take Leila Gray surfing. However, the baddie very wisely reaching that bottom rope.
She knew she had to get out of there quick, went right for the ropes to break the hold.
Kick to the gut here from Leila Gray.
We're seeing a lot of back and forth in this one, and I wonder if Leila Gray might be surprised at how Angie Savage has been pushing her in this contest so far.
We're certainly surprised by this. Angie Savage crawling atop Leila Gray here. Sleeper hold applied in many ways, Mark, using Leila Gray's own height against her.
She's leaning forward on it as we've hit the 10-minute mark in this one, Jordan.
We are 2/3 of the way through, Mark. If Savage or Gray cannot clench a victory in the next 5 minutes, this one is over.
Nice jumping knee lift.
This one's a draw.
Speaks to the conditioning of these two athletes. They have been non-stop in this one since it started.
Suplex rolling through here from Leila Gray, perhaps looking for that baddie bomb.
Here we go.
Oh! Baddie bomb connects. That's all she wrote.
It's gotta be. It's the win for Leila Gray, but nothing to be ashamed of from Angie Savage.
Time, 10 minutes, 39 seconds. Here is your winner, Leila Gray.
Leila Gray racks up the win in just a little over 10 minutes. A fantastic and decisive win for her. But Angie Savage came here to level up, and she absolutely has an excellent showing from Angie Savage.
Incredible showing from Angie Savage, but you gotta thank AEW Women's World Champion Mariah May, NJPW Strong Women's Champion, and TBS Champion Mercedes Moné on notice after that performance from the baddie, Leila Gray.
And we're coming up on Strong Style Evolved December 15th in Long Beach, California. Mercedes Moné's gonna be there, defending the NJPW Strong Women's title as we head in next to our first of 2 tag team matches of the card.
Third match, tag team match. One fall with a 15-minute time limit.
Dynamics are going to be very interesting in this one as we have an experienced tag team who is used to teaming together with a team that's coming together for the first time. They're bringing the firepower. They're explosive. They're volatile. If you've never seen them before, we're about to introduce you to Live Danger.
Red corner, 6 feet 1 inch, 210 pounds, Danger Ross. 6 feet 235 pounds, live wire, Charlie.
Live Danger is locked and loaded for their biggest opportunity so far at the New Japan Pro Wrestling Academy Showcase. Their opponents don't have the synergy experience together that Live Danger has. Will that make a difference in this tag team match today? A shake of the hands and a lot of focus from the team that's entering the ring right now. They know that they are at a tag team experience disadvantage, not a singles experience disadvantage, but a tag team experience disadvantage. And if they're gonna pull out the win today, it's crucial that they stay on the same page.
Blue corner, 5 feet 11 inches, 205 pounds, certified Luke Curtis. 6 feet 1 inch, 185 pounds, the Exile, Dante Griffith.
In a lot of ways, they're very different personalities, but I think that they are seeing victory as a thing that can unite them here today.
Such an interesting dichotomy, as you alluded to, Mark Horseka. Griffith and Curtis with the more individual experience, but Live Danger with more experience as a tag team. And as has often been said by Chief Color Coordinator to the New Japan Pro Wrestling broadcast booth, in a tag team match, of course, speaking of one, Chris Charlton, in a tag team match, it doesn't matter who's the best wrestler. It doesn't matter on any given day who's the best singles competitor. It matters who meshes the best as a tag team, and Live Danger at a decided disadvantage in that regard. A decided advantage in that regard, excuse me.
I remember Rocky Romero, our Academy advisor, saying at the first Academy Showcase, he'd always take the team that has been together longer in a tag team match, no matter how great the two singles wrestlers are, just because of the synergy that they're going to have. And he would know. He's won championships in New Japan Pro Wrestling with multiple partners.
And it's not just a matter of longevity from Live Danger, right? Charlie and Ross are the best of friends. We saw them exploring Hollywood Boulevard together. They made the choice, not individually, but as a tandem, to leave their native tri-state area, relocate their entire life out to Southern California to do this together. That was not an accident, Mark Warzeka.
Luke Curtis come a long way too, comes to us by way of Miami, Florida, as he drops down and hits a nice drop kick.
Bringing some of that Miami heat is Luke Curtis.
Straight into the headlock. There's those fundamentals we've been talking about all card. Heck of a shoulder block.
Luke Curtis, no small fry, but Live Wire Charlie here, dwarfing the certified one.
6 feet 235, and he used that power to his advantage.
They want to see the Danger. Ask and you shall receive. In comes Danger Ross. Of course, you talk about the gridiron experience from both of these men, clearly drawing inspiration from their football days, the face paint, the jerseys, the football itself during their entrance. Talk about some of the tenacity and the fighting spirit that, cover here, that can be gleaned from your time on the football field.
Yeah, they're clearly having a great time out here today, as is their usual MO, but don't be fooled. These two are deadly serious.
Once again, looking for the quick victory here. They know they have that 15-minute time limit.
Yes, and to the point, they want the victory here today. They're not just out here to have a great time, although they want to have a great time. They're out here for the win.
Danger Ross telling me earlier on tonight that despite the flashy, colorful appearance, they understand and respect what the New Japan way is all about here. But as does Dante Griffith, shoulders down. Crucifix here for Ross. No, quick covers, fast and furious. We talked to Griffith last time in his NJPW Academy Showcase 4 appearance about how the Japanese style of wrestling really changed his perception of what the sport can be.
And Dante Griffith has been haunted since his loss here on...
Shoulders down once again. Ross looking to steal it.
On New Japan Academy Showcase number 4. He's been watching the match over and over again, watching himself back, tapping to a submission hold right in the center of that ring, and it haunts him. He wants to make up for that here today.
Boom, boom, firepower. That's what I just said.
They heard you.
Dropping the elbow. Cover. Broken up by certified Luke Curtis.
Luke Curtis saw he needed to get in there.
And again, that speaks to how important this match is and how, ever since it was announced, Dante Griffith and Luke Curtis have been training as a tag team. They're not established partners. Hell, dare I say, they're not friends outside the ring, but they're looking out for each other at least within this 15 minutes.
This thing is breaking down here now. A lot of trash talking.
And a sneak attack from behind.
How about that?
Listen, Dante Griffith is a good-natured, respectful man. We heard it earlier on tonight when we were speaking to him. We saw it teaming with Coach Fred Rosser back at NJPW Academy Showcase 4. That type of desperation shows exactly how much, as you spoke to, Warzeka, the loss has been haunting him since.
And perhaps how the Machiavellian Luke Curtis has influenced him.
Yeah, for a unestablished tag team, they're working really, really well here, isolating Danger Ross to the blue corner. Luke Curtis taking the fight with clubbing blows to the back, and as is the signifier of any great tag team, Mark, frequent tags.
Quick tags, keep your opponent on your side of the ring. Dante Griffith back in now.
Dante Griffith here going for the, no, maybe going excommunicado, if nothing else, trying to soften up the legs of Danger Ross for that excommunicado submission hold. Talking about Griffith's loss back at NJPW Academy Showcase 4. Feels like he let advanced coach Fred Rosser down in that matchup. Rosser suffering his first loss here at an NJPW Academy Showcase 4. And we know Fred, he certainly didn't blame Dante Griffith for that. Understood the underhanded tactics of Ray Rico and Shane Hayes. And come on, talk about underhanded tactics.
Well, I mean, this is, frankly, this is an illegal double team that we were seeing behind the referee's back.
Very, very unsurprising, whether it is the desperation.
5 minutes.
5-minute call here, whether it is the desperation from Dante Griffith after that loss at NJPW Academy Showcase 4, or the influence of certified Luke Curtis. Whatever it may be, this is a very, very different version of the Exile.
Curtis, as I'm sure you've noticed, fans, is wearing Danger Ross's, well, he turned it into a headband.
That is all mind games here at NJPW Academy Showcase.
Cockiness and psychology as they fire back and forth in the center of the ring. But I think Danger Ross is likely to get the better of that exchange unless Griffith goes to the throat area, which I think he just did.
Cover! Very, very unique maneuver there from Dante Griffith. Almost a hip attack here into a cover, and now going back to those legs once again. Shoulders down, gotta be careful he doesn't get counted. Cazadora, no, German suplex!
Nailed him with it! But he's unable to follow up. He's taken too much damage.
Both of these men need a tag in a bad way, Mark Warzeka. Both of these men crawling towards their corner, but who makes it first?
Charlie is bouncing up and down like a live wire on the apron. He was ready for the tag, but Luke Curtis gets the tag, and here comes Certified.
Look at the height there from Luke Curtis. Still, Charlie finding the wherewithal to duck, and now raining in big European uppercuts, forearms and chops to Certified Luke Curtis.
Electric offense from Livewire, firing away.
Said they got nothing on the synergy of Live Danger. They don't got no firepower. They don't got nothing. They're not electric like us. Double underhook takes it down into a cover. No, only a 2.
Even if he wanted to try to break that up, Dante Griffith is nowhere to be found. He is down on the floor right now.
Danger Ross calling for it. He wants the firepower. You know, Mark, there's been a lot of talk of Big Boom AJ and Big Justice, the Costco guys in the wrestling world. Clearly, they're not the only ones bringing the boom in a wrestling ring.
Here we go with some double team, and this is again where these two are going to have the advantage.
Oh, looking for Boom Boom firepower once again, but this time Curtis saw it coming and makes the tag to Griffith.
Here comes Griffith. He's had a moment to catch his breath, but he's going to take on both of Live Danger at the same time.
2 birds with 1 stone. Up and over goes Griffith, ducks the shot, using Ross as a battering ram to his own partner here, but slipped a little bit on that German suplex attempt.
The Exile has been in constant motion since he tagged in, and finally, Livewire, Charlie able to cut it off, but Dante Griffith is standing strong and firing back with huge chops.
Fighting spirit personified, if only for the moment. Dante Griffith said, to hell with it, opted for a kick instead. It's paying dividends.
On Academy Showcase 4, whoa.
Hold on, maybe thinking Ash is a change here.
Yeah,
Yeah, try to muscle the big man up. Ash is a change.
He got
There
it that time.
But it's all about the follow through. Can he capitalize? Oh, he doesn't want to go for the cover. He wants to go for the submission hold, Mark. He wants to go for excommunicado.
He submitted himself at the last Academy Showcase. He wants to win by submission at this one, and he very well might accept.
Well, Danger Ross, I think, knows he would have a desperation move this time, saving his tag team partner, and Griffith gonna make him pay.
He got rid of Ross, but he's got to take it. Oh, no! Charlie had a moment to gather himself and nailed him with a shoulder tackle and got the tag.
Spear! It's a cliche, but cover. This time it's Curtis breaking it up with a big senton. It's a cliche, but it's a cliche for a reason, Warzeka. Gotta have eyes in the back of your head in any type of tag team situation.
Here they are back in control now. Danger Ross got a hold of Dante Griffith, but Dante Griffith just absolutely will not quit today.
Step up enziguri kick, and in comes Curtis. Ross maybe looking for that spear once again, but Curtis saw it coming.
The certified one with a leapfrog and a heck of a release German.
That's really been the story of this matchup for Luke Curtis. He makes a mistake once, shame on you. It's not gonna be shame on him. When Live Danger have gone for a move a second time, he's caught him.
That's a certifier.
Cover. But this time, it's Livewire Charlie breaking up the pinning predicament.
But he knew he had to break it up because Luke Curtis has won many matches all over the world with the move we just saw, that certifier.
The certifier, effectively a game ender for Luke Curtis, but the game not ending here.
10 minutes elapsed, 10 minutes.
To borrow a football analogy for Live Danger, we're going into overtime here, Warzeka.
Just a reminder, that was a 10-minute call. It's a 15-minute time limit in this match.
Livewire Charlie saving tag team partner Danger Ross from the fireman's carry of Luke Curtis. Big boom here, wiping him out.
They're both in the ring still, an opportunity for another double team maneuver here.
They're looking to take it high voltage, but Dante Griffith pushing Ross out of the way. A super kick from both him and Curtis.
Are we going to see some double team maneuvers out of Curtis and Griffith?
No! We are not. A double spear stops the potential. And now, Mark Warzeka, I think that Live Danger are looking to take things high voltage.
It's peak intensity, and that's the synergy that we're talking about, that you just can't calculate.
High voltage lands the mark.
Time, 11 minutes, 10 seconds. Here are your winners, Livewire Charlie and Danger Ross.
One hell of a tag team match here in the dojo at Academy Showcase 5. They came all the way from the East Coast in Live Danger, and they came here to get themselves a victory.
Looking to make their East Coast friends and family proud, and after a performance like that, Mark, I don't see how they could be anything but. Talking about tag team action, we have tag team action on tap. December 15th in Long Beach, California, when New Japan Strong presents Strong Style Evolved. Konosuke Takeshita teaming with Jack Perry against Shingo Takagi and Yota Tsuji. All of that, so much more, available on New Japan World and Triller TV pay-per-view.
We can't wait to bring New Japan back to Long Beach. Such a fantastic venue for professional wrestling. Walter Pyramid.
But
It's
Mark,
coming up soon.
That is 2 losses for Dante Griffith.
I can't imagine how devastating this must be for Dante Griffith. 2 in a row, had outstanding showings. You could see the passion, the drive, the determination not to come out with a loss in this one, but unfortunately just didn't come up.
4th match, singles contest, 1 fall with a 15-minute time limit.
We're gonna see a very interesting clash of styles between 2 wrestlers that have almost completely opposite personalities. This man, a rocker, comes to party, comes to have a great time, full of confidence, full of riz. His opponent has a different vibe.
Blue corner, 5 feet 10 inches, 217 pounds, red hot, Tommy Mars.
Welcome Tommy Mars for the first time in an NJPW Academy Showcase match. You can feel the room sort of change. The energy sort of change in here in anticipation of Tommy Mars's opponent, who loves to tell the world that God forgives, but I don't. He's 6'3", from Monroe, Louisiana. And he is taking his time getting into the ring.
Red corner, 6 feet 3 inches, the father, Isaiah Bronson.
The father does not forgive. The father does not forget. The father wants nothing taken away from him, and that especially means a victory here.
We heard it from Isaiah Bronson in pre-match comments, Mark Warzeka. He feels like Tommy Mars is trying to take from him the biggest opportunity of his professional career. He has never been more offended in his entire life. Many of these matches, especially between fellow Academy graduates, often feel like exhibitions, nothing more than showcases of athletic ability and what they've learned over the course of the past 10 weeks. But clearly, for Bronson at least, that is not the case. He has made this very, very personal.
Well, I don't know if Bronson is determined or insane to see it that way, but either way, it's a motivator for this very strange and dangerous man.
Talked about his time attending a New Japan camp here in the LA Dojo in 2018. At that point, under the wrestler Katsuyori Shibata, and said that everything changed. It shifted his perspective on what he needed to be as a professional wrestler.
Shibata has said, our training does not lie, our sweat does not lie, and as we're seeing some fantastic back and forth technical action to open this one up, I think those maneuvers do not lie. We see what these gentlemen have picked up in camp.
Wow. Isaiah Bronson not mincing words here, clearly trying to get in the head of Tommy Mars here, and Mars more than happy to oblige, all sorts of fired up.
He towers over Mars, obviously has the height advantage, and that's barefoot. He is not wrestling in boots, Jordan.
No, that almost mixed martial arts style from Isaiah Bronson. You spoke to it during the entrances, Mark. Could not be further from the rock and roll vibe of one red-hot Tommy Mars. He embraces that freewheeling, high-octane rock star lifestyle.
Look how he's leaning into that side headlock, using his size advantage, and this is smart strategy, good fundamentals. Tommy Mars finds his way out of it, though, into the hammerlock.
You say size advantage. I might have to disagree with you there as he sweeps the leg. Isaiah Bronson locking in an ankle lock, but Mars not tuckered enough. Able to cinch in one of his own, and Bronson reaches the bottom rope. Bronson at 6'3" certainly has the height advantage,
yes,
but I think in terms of size and muscle and power, might belong to Mars.
Tommy Mars has sacrificed so much to be here today. When he first started training at the Nightmare Factory, he was living in his truck, sleeping on 2 couch cushions in the back of his truck. He had $200 in his pocket moving to this city. This is the type of dedication we see from many of these wrestlers who sacrifice so much to be part of New Japan Pro Wrestling in this academy.
We're going to pick the leg here of Bronson, and that is a credit to what Tommy Mars has learned here at NJPW Academy, Mark. Realized he wasn't going to get the leg, realized the leg of Bronson was too long, and immediately adjusted on the fly, cinching in that headlock. I'm not sure we would have seen that type of reinvention, that type of thinking on the fly out of Tommy Mars 2.5 months ago.
When you want it as bad as he does, you're willing to do anything to find a way. He says, a lot of people want this, but I need this, as he tries to pick up Bronson, but Bronson finds his way out of it and just kind of chop blocks him from behind.
Try the operative word. Bronson not only too tall and limber, Bronson also too determined. You talk about that look in his face during his pre-match comments. That look in his face as he made his way to ringside. The lights are on, but nobody's home, Mark.
I know one person that guys like Bronson and Mars think about is Matt Vandegrift, a graduate of this academy who has been for over a year now, Jordan. Our Strong Survivor. He's 7-0 in Strong Survivor kickoff matches, a New Japan Strong cards. That's the sort of success that guys like this want to see for themselves.
That's right. Victories over the likes of Buck Skinner, Barrett Brown, Goldie, Adrian Quest, Alan Breeze, Seabass Finn, and Zane J, who will have another opportunity, a second opportunity, come December 5th in Long Beach. Cover. And kick out here. Of course, Zane J, a part of our main event coming up next. Tag team action alongside the DKC against KUSHIDA and Fred Rosser, his advanced coaches here at NJPW Academy.
Can't wait for that one. As again, the height advantage put into play here by Isaiah Bronson.
Do you think it's smart strategy from Bronson? If it is indeed strategy at all, maybe he's just crazy, right? Maybe he's nuts, like you said, Mark. But do you think it's smart strategy to make it as personal as he has with Tommy Mars?
Well, I'm reminded of Michael Jordan, frankly, who would make up scenarios in his head to help him to stay more competitive. Maybe that's what Bronson is doing.
Well, with a lariat like that, well on his way to GOAT status is Bronson. Cover. And a kick out.
Bronson's so methodical. Every move he makes, there's no wasted motion. He's doing it for a reason. He's stalking his prey.
Well, Mark, you said it sucks the air out of the room as the 5-minute call is made. It doesn't care about pleasing the fans or giving the people a show. He will do whatever is necessary to hurt his opponent en route to victory.
Tommy Mars gets kicked to the back. He's from Paradise City, Arizona, got a black belt in Taekwondo, and has had over 200 matches under his belt in the couple years that he has been wrestling. I'm telling you, he is out there doing it.
Yeah, Tommy Mars looking worse for the wear here as Bronson continues to lay these lethal kicks in. You see clearly a strategy premeditated by Bronson. But Mars saw it coming.
Smart.
Mars needs a way back in this thing, and he needs a way back in this thing quick. I'm not just talking about the 5-minute call, less than 10 minutes to go in this matchup. If Bronson keeps this onslaught going, if Mars is unable to keep this up, his career might be in jeopardy, Mark.
Keep firing away, it doesn't matter how tall you are. A chop is gonna knock you down.
A flurry of chops now followed up with a series of forearms here. Center of the ring, the cerulean blue, the lion mark here. How apropos, because we know how much that emblem means to both of these men. And this time the body slam lands. Cover. No.
Mars wants to join NJPW full-time one day. He wants to challenge for an IWGP championship. And you can't imagine that you could do any of that without racking up wins in this ring. He needs one here today.
Well, a victory against the father would be a hell of a start. Off the ropes, but it's Bronson from behind. They're gonna send Mark outside the ring, perhaps. But it's Mars reversing. Bronson lands on the apron. Nasty shot there from red hot Tommy Mars.
Bronson's in a dangerous part of town. Mars knows it, and climbing up on the bottom rope. Looks like he wants to take advantage of this positioning, but Bronson does not allow it.
Again, using that height to his advantage is Bronson here. But it's all about the follow-through. Bronson has Mars scouted.
Wow!
Springboard knee.
Did not expect that out of Isaiah Bronson. And he is following through right here.
Vertical suplex. Bronson, cover. Had a kick out from Mars. A bit of a lackadaisical cover there, Mark Warzeka. No hook in the leg, and perhaps this is why. Wants to tap him out with the cross arm breaker.
Look at how Mars's hands are holding together, right?
Leverage reversed. Bronson nearly got his own shoulders pinned down there. You're absolutely right. Clasping the fingers together, keeping the pressure from being applied. Again, tries to catch Bronson with a quick cover, but the father saw it coming.
He's a rangy wrestler, and he's moved now into more of a head scissors, maybe looking for some type of choke. It doesn't matter either way because Mars got out of there.
Mars here clearly worse for wear as you see Isaiah Bronson clutching that neck here. He's feeling the same type of effect. Trying to finish it. Sit out power bomb. Deep cover. But Mars gets the shoulders up.
I thought that might be all for Tommy Mars.
And clearly Isaiah Bronson felt the same way, Mars.
I need this more than you. Quit!
You hear him screaming, I need this, I want this more than you. And I'm starting to believe him.
I don't know if it's focus or insanity.
Small package! Mars nearly stole it, but only a 2. Almost an exploder STO there. Unique variation from Tommy Mars, but before he can clench the cover, Bronson wisely rolling out of dodge.
He immediately started rolling away from Mars to make sure that Mars couldn't quickly cover him.
And this is very, very smart ring awareness, not just rolling away, but rolling close to those ropes. So even if Mars is able to clench in a cover, Bronson will be under the ropes or close enough to grab one.
And at Bronson's height, he doesn't have far to go. With his height and his range to be able to reach out and get a foot or a hand in the ropes from almost anywhere in the ring. Oh,
Huge basement drop kick from Tommy Mars. Did you hear that crack?
Tommy Mars has lived off a
jackknife cover. He got him!
Time, 9 minutes, 27 seconds. Here is your winner, Tommy Mars.
Tommy Mars has been sleeping on people's couches. He's dog sat. His car's broken down 1,000,000 times. He's been fired because he chose to wrestle instead of going to his regular job. And sometimes he couldn't even afford ramen noodles. But it was all worth it because today he's got the win at Academy Showcase number 5 over Isaiah Bronson.
Isaiah Bronson said that Tommy Mars wanted to take food off his table, wanted to steal the biggest opportunity of his career. I'm sure that was not Tommy Mars' intention, but in the eyes of the father, that is exactly what Red Heart Tommy Mars did. And Mark Warzeka, do you feel it?
What do you feel, Jordan? I feel something.
There's a tingle in the air.
That's right.
I think it's main event time.
Oh, we've been excited for this one.
Tonight's main event is a tag team contest. One fall with a 30-minute time limit.
In 5 Academy Showcases, we have never had a match with dynamics like the dynamics we have in this tag team main event. And here comes a very interesting team. A star student, a New Japan Academy teacher, teaming up.
Blue corner, 6 feet, 1 inch, 210 pounds, Zane J. The Eternal DKC.
Previous Academy Showcase, these two men were opponents. DKC had the win. Today, they team up with each other against 2 other coaches here at the Academy. And here come the trainers of the advanced class at NJPW Academy, teaming up for the first time on one of these showcases. It's going to be a very, very intriguing energy to see what these 2 men who are so different than one another, but see wrestling in so many similar ways, to see what they're like together as a unit.
Red corner, 6 foot, 1 inch, 238 pounds, Mr. No Days Off, Fred Bronson.
That's our head trainer in the house.
IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champion, Time Splitter, KUSHIDA.
KUSHIDA-san is in the ring at the dojo. Jordan, this feels so special.
My goosebumps have goosebumps, Mark Warzeka. Special doesn't even begin to cover it. The biggest main event in NJPW Academy Showcase history on tap right here, right now.
And how does this feel for Zane J in there as a graduate of the Academy with 3 bell rings? And here we go with our main event in there as a graduate of the Academy with the 3 coaches, with the 3 teachers, with the head teacher, as KUSHIDA and DKC are gonna start this one off
Of course,
you love to see it.
These two no strangers to each other.
That's
Mark
right.
Warzeka locked horns in this year's Super Junior Tag Team. Kushida and fellow IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champion Kevin Knight victorious over the DKC and partner Ninja Mac. So DKC, there's certainly a chip on his shoulder in that regard.
Kushida has been an IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion 6 times, Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champion 4 times, twice he's won the best of the Super Juniors.
But tonight is his first time competing in NJPW Academy. No stranger to the LA Dojo here. A regular advanced trainer alongside one Mr. No Days Off, Fred Rosser. But this main event, this opportunity, so important, so big, making his debut here.
And as you just mentioned, Jordan, DKC coming just recently back from Japan. Of course, he was coaching this class, but also a junior tag league.
Shoulders down, first cover, only a 1.
And a power struggle as well.
DKC, no doubt looking to avenge the loss against Kushida and Kevin Knight in the Land of the Rising Sun here, especially with Zane J in his corner, especially with Zane J as his tag team partner. It feels like a lifetime ago, but it was only a year and change that Zane J made his professional wrestling debut at NJPW Academy Showcase 2 against beginners coach, the DKC.
His very first match ever was in this ring against the DKC.
And this is the type of body control that has made Kushida such a joy to watch for the better part of 2 decades now.
Fascinating to watch this feeling out process. They're very ginger with each other so far, both a little bit cautious. They know each other extremely well, and neither wants to make a mistake early on.
They know each other so well, and moreover, Mark, they know the New Japan way so well. Not only practitioners, but Coach Cover. Coaches here at NJPW Academy, and Kushida getting his foot on the bottom rope, wisely escaping to the outside.
Clearly showing he was a little bit worried about the positioning DKC was working him into. Decide just to step out, take a breather, break up DKC's momentum. And are we going to see a tag to Zane J, his 3rd match ever in an Academy Showcase, his 2nd time in the main event.
But his first time locking horns with the time splitter Kushida. I talked to Zane J earlier on tonight. He said that this match is the most important thing for me. Cover. No, instead trying to lace up the legs of Kushida here, now going for the cover, but Kushida doing everything he can to keep those shoulders off the cerulean blue.
Back around the way. Look at this back and forth technical wrestling. Zane J, of course, just returned from the Noge Academy.
Noge Dojo 2 months ago, yes.
And we expect to see a different side of Zane J after that experience in the dojo.
Well, that's exactly what Zane J said to Matt Vandegrift in Lowell, Massachusetts, when he issued that challenge, saying, yes, you defeated me once before, but that was a different guy. The haircut, shoulders down here, the haircut of Zane J, buzzing off those cornrows, that buzz cut we see here, it represents everything. It's so symbolic of how seriously he takes not only himself, but New Japan Pro Wrestling. Cover here says that lion mark in the center of the ring, he has that in his heart.
He chose to shave his head. He chose to keep it shaved as a symbol for what this phase of his career is now. This young lion phase. He's dedicated and he's committed to fundamentals.
Kushida taking Zane J down, but Zane J using those muscles, using that size advantage to keep those shoulders off the canvas. And how about what Matt Vandegrift, the man who Zane J will face come December 15th in Long Beach, had to say? Saying, you only went to Japan because Kushida and Fred and Rocky, of course Rocky Romero, another trainer here at NJPW Academy, were so embarrassed by your performance in Chicago in that strong survivor matchup that they had no choice but to send him to the Land of the Rising Sun.
It's trash talk, but trash talk that you imagine would have an impact on Zane J, could get in his head. He wants to avenge his loss on December 15th in Long Beach. And can he be the first person to sort of unseat strong survivor Matt Vandegrift?
Shoulders down, 6 others and Zane J himself have tried, hoping that second time is the charm.
But it wasn't this Zane J.
No.
It wasn't this Zane J. It wasn't Noge Dojo Zane J. It wasn't shaved head Zane J that we see now.
5 minutes have elapsed. 5 minutes.
There's the call of 5 minutes, 25 yet to go. Of course, 30 allotted for this, our main event. And how about the hypothetical, the great what if? If Zane J is able to somehow, some way, clench a victory over advanced coaches, former New Japan Strong champion Fred Rosser, current IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champion KUSHIDA, what kind of momentum would that give him heading into December 15th in Long Beach?
Side headlock by KUSHIDA now. And you know, these advanced teachers, KUSHIDA, Fred Rosser, who has yet to come in to the match. You know, they have so much admiration for Zane J and everything he's learned from them, but they want to make sure to teach him further lessons in this match here tonight.
Zane J off the ropes. Talked about his previous matchup against one DKC, his partner here tonight. How about his main event against Bad Dude Tito at NJPW Academy Showcase 3? That was before the No Gay Dojo days, and even then, Zane J showing so much growth, showing so much heart.
Tito is happy. Look at this great exchange, the audience. The live crowd here in the dojo appreciates it.
In comes Fred Rosser. As you were saying, Mark, Tito so happy to lay a beating into Zane J, perhaps teach him a lesson. Doesn't have the same respect or love that Fred Rosser has, but not seeing much of that love here.
Rosser sees Zane J as sort of a wrestling son of his, but he made it very clear before this match that he will not go easy on him. He wants to prepare Zane J for his future career. He wants to teach him some more lessons here tonight.
Well, Zane J certainly didn't do himself any favors during the official introductions, pushing Fred Rosser, mouthing off at Fred Rosser, getting in the face of Mr. No Days Off.
He said, I told you it's going to be a long night for you.
Said that Zane is coachable, he leaves his ego at the door, he executes what coaches ask for, he accepts constructive criticism, he is, in every way, a sponge.
Right.
Oh, no, Rosser. Now, sending Zane J outside the ring, and you have to think, Mark, that type of reverence and respect and friendship that Fred Rosser has for his protege Zane J is a big reason why he's laying in as hard as he is. He takes Zane J as seriously as he wants Zane J to take himself.
It's getting more and more personal as now they're firing away and Rosser gets the best of the exchange. The experience factor too, Jordan. KUSHIDA and Fred Rosser have about 50 years of combined experience in the ring.
Not just experience, but tag team experience. Of course, KUSHIDA, a member of the Time Splitters, currently a member of the Intergalactic Jet Setters with Kevin Knight. Fred Rosser, one half of Dirty Work alongside Filthy Tom Lawler, formerly aligned himself with Titus O'Neil in the Primetime Players. So both of these men know how to wrestle the tag team style.
And to your point, Jordan, they've had so much success.
KUSHIDA looking to fly! Baseball slide!
They've had so much success with different partners throughout their careers.
Yeah, to my knowledge, this is the first time that KUSHIDA and Fred Rosser have joined forces in an official tag team match, but because of that tag team cohesion, and frankly, because of their experience working together as fellow advanced coaches, they're working like a well-oiled machine.
KUSHIDA broke the count intentionally, came on back out, which means he's got some plans for Zane J on the outside,
Of course,
but Jay might not allow it.
Body slam to KUSHIDA. There are those plans. Did you hear the smack of Zane J's flash on the outside?
Oh my God. KUSHIDA knows, the veteran knows, after that body slam, got to get him right back in and capitalize.
And listen, Zane J is a big man, the second biggest in this match, second only to Fred Rosser. But you know what they say, Mark, the bigger you are, the harder you fall. And in comes the biggest man, Mr. No Days Off, with an assisted axe handle.
Every wrestler who comes through this academy, they have so much respect for these coaches, for the DKC, for Fred Rosser, for KUSHIDA. These coaches demand that respect, but they know that this is a sacred space. This is a sacred system, and it's respect above everything else in this dojo.
Fred Rosser also knows that December 15th in Long Beach, California, and that's Zane J's last opportunity. There's not going to be any, third time, that's the charm. If Zane J, cover him from Rosser. Kick out. If Zane J loses to Matt Vandegrift a second time, that's it. No more strong survivor opportunities. And one has to think that Fred Rosser, with this punishment, small package, only a 2. With this punishment, he's trying to ready Zane J for that opportunity, the only way he knows how.
Zane J has got to get out of there and get a tag. He has been pounded by Rosser and Kushida for several minutes now.
Well, there's what he needs, a huge reversal. Suplexing Rosser down, and DKC is jonesing for the tag.
Rosser smartly makes a quick tag, and here comes a DKC as well.
Images of Super Junior Tag League burning in his brain, trying to avenge the loss. Him and Ninja Mac suffered, but there's no Kevin Knight, there's no Ninja Mac here tonight, Mark. It is DKC and Kushida one-on-one. Cover. And a kick out.
What a bridge, but Kushida knew exactly how to break it up, went for the kidneys, and busted up the pinfall.
Only a 2 off the Northern Lights suplex. And DKC's going for it, that DK fire. You smell that? You smell that smoke, Mark Borseca?
I think Kushida does.
DK fire burning through the chest of the time splitter. Cover. And a kick out. Who needs 88 miles per hour on a DeLorean when you got DK fire like that?
On January 20th, 2025, the next class of the Academy Showcase starts. Which of these coaches is going to have bragging rights, Jordan? Who's going to walk in there and say, I beat you in the main event last time?
DKC, Mark, also the only undefeated man in NJPW Academy Showcase. Kushida in his debut, looking to change that.
And fans, if you're watching this at home, if you're thinking, I want to be part of this.
Hoverboard lock. Kushida looking for the hoverboard lock
up on the top.
Unable to, of course, get the submission victory on the top rope is Kushida, but trying to soften up the arms of the DKC.
It's high risk, it's high rent, and DKC's going to pay for being up there.
No reward for the eternal DKC here tonight as Kushida makes the tag to Rosser. Big shoulder block to DKC and wiping out Zane J for good measure. Talking about those fatherly instincts, those seemingly have gone out the window, Warzeka. This is all about winning for Fred Rosser.
Absolutely. Fred Rosser is one of the most focused professional wrestlers I've ever seen in my life.
Was maybe thinking gutbuster there, but Zane J with a rake in the face and a kick to the face now, averting disaster.
I think we're going to see some double team here. Oh, how about it?
Zane J sending DKC, his first ever trainer, his first ever match in wrestling, propelling into Rosser, and now a shoulder block of his own, wiping out his wrestling papa.
There's nothing flashy about Jay's offense here tonight, but DKC's got plenty of flash, and he's going for the cover.
But Kushida grabbing the feet of DKC. Zane J and DKC, Mark, are working together very, very well to warrant that kind of desperation from the time splitter.
Another veteran touch. Kushida was in position to quickly break up that pin. He knew where he needed to be to make sure Rosser wouldn't take the loss.
In comes Zane J. Look at the fire. Look at the fighting spirit here against the man who has given him so much.
Could you imagine being in the ring against two of your coaches, two of your teachers, and needing to show them, I've learned something at the No-Gay Dojo that you didn't know I know.
Repeated flurry of body slams, truly wrestling like a young lion, the fundamental, most basic version of a New Japan Pro Wrestler here, Mark.
And Fred Rosser made it very clear to us, we've not taught Zane everything we know.
Look at the eyes of Zane J here on one arm. He will not go down. There is always another slam left in that tank.
Fires away. In the corner. He's got Rosser backed in and can't whip him out though because of that arm.
Fred Rosser, the veteran here, playing the long game. You're absolutely right, Mark. Fred and Kushida have not yet taught everything they know to Zane J. Went for a drop kick, but Rosser wisely remaining on the ropes. And looking for a lariat, perhaps. Wiping out Jay.
Right in for the cover.
Could be it. Zane J kicks out.
You see how Rosser scrambled over for the cover. That's veteran. He knew he had to go, and now just pounding away.
Hammer and anvil elbows, Mark. You talk about those survival instincts. Here's the thing. Rosser and Kushida have not taught Zane J everything they know, but they also also haven't taught him everything he knows. That may have been the case against Bad Dude Tito at NJPW Academy Showcase 3, but after those 2 months in the No Gate Dojo, this is a man reborn. Chicken wing applied here from Fred Rosser.
Submission in the center, and KUSHIDA's got DKC. KUSHIDA's hanging on to DKC. DKC cannot get in there to break this up.
He's trying to break up the hold. Shot to KUSHIDA here, going back in the ring. And stopping Fred Rosser out of position. You have to think if DKC had been unable to escape the clutches of KUSHIDA, this one would be over, Mark.
KUSHIDA takes DKC to the outside, and Zane J is in a he's in a bad way here right now as both of the advanced coaches hover over him.
Things truly coming full circle here. There is no encouragement. There is no support. Fred Rosser and KUSHIDA saying if you want this, you prove that you can earn this.
A little gatekeeping going on here, or a lot of it. And here is fighting spirit on display.
Firing away at both of his coaches is Zane J. Props KUSHIDA up on the top rope. Gorgeous drop kick sends the time splitter into the past.
Zane J so impressive. He's fighting with nothing but heart from the bottom of his gut.
Squaring off with his wrestling father here. Trading shots back and forth. Look at the sweat. The beads of sweat, Mark, flying from both of these men's bodies.
Shibata says, our training does not lie. Our sweat does not lie. Zane J will not stop. Rosser's down to one knee.
Rosser back up, fighting spirit of his own with a roaring elbow.
He didn't become head trainer for no reason.
There's the gutbuster, no!
No, no, no!
Again, Zane J had it scouted and talk about the young lion Raymond Korseka.
He's going for a Boston Crab here, the young lion signature. Submission maneuver in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
He's got it, 6 J, and look at the outside. DKC with a measure of revenge, a receipt to KUSHIDA.
KUSHIDA is down and out. He cannot make the save. Rosser has got to save himself if he can.
His only hope is to reach that bottom rope. He's inches away, but Zane J realizes it, wisely rolling it back to the center.
Can the student beat the teacher? Can he get him to submit?
Right on top of the lion mark that Zane J says lives in his heart. Right on top of the lion mark that has made him the man he is today.
Oh, do you believe in Zane J here in the main event tonight?
Fred Rosser reverses, uses that size advantage, uses that experience edge to escape, but no! Zane J, he takes the shots! He's trying to get the crowd cinched in once again! Shoulders down! Back and forth! He got him!
Time, 17 minutes, 57 seconds. Here are your winners, Fred Rosser and KUSHIDA!
The advanced coaches have won the match. But I think what we will remember most as we look back on main event of Academy Showcase number 5 was the showing, the guts, the heart, and the fighting spirit of Zane J.
There are hundreds of men and women who have come through the doors of the LA Dojo.
Over 100, Jordan.
Over 100 who have come through the doors of the LA Dojo to participate in NJPW Academy. Only one was gifted. Nay. Only one earned this opportunities alongside his trainers in the main event. That man is Zane J. And on December 15th in Long Beach, California, Strong Style Evolved, Zane J has an opportunity to right a wrong, defeat Matt Vandegrift, and become Strong Survivor.
This academy is about respect. This dojo is about respect. Fred Rosser is about respect. This system is about respect. And you see the head trainer stayed to shake his hand and bow, yes, bow to his protege, Zane J, after that showing in this main event.
It is all about, hold on, what the hell?
he doing here?
Vandegrift drove all the way from Las Vegas just to get the jump on Zane, just to soften him up for December 15th, make sure he wasn't 100%.
He's 7-0 in strong survivor matches. He could finally be 7-1 on December 15th in Long Beach if Zane J has anything to do about it.
And the locker
Here comes everybody.
Yeah, we need everyone out here. Please, we have a strong survivor match to preserve.
What a punk move by Vandegrift. I'm sorry to say it, but it's a punk move to show up like this and attack Jay after that exhausting match.
You're absolutely right, Mark, and it speaks to how seriously he takes Zane Jay, despite his cocky words that he drove all the way from Nevada for this. And
Rosser is back out here. Fred Rosser, the head trainer, is back out here now.
Advanced coach, the men who... Wow, this is too much. This is not what this is about.
Oh.
Disgusting display from Matt Vandegrift. Fans, we are desperately out of time.
God.
December 15th, Strong Style Evolved in Long Beach, California. Matt Vandegrift puts the title of Strong Survivor on the line against that man, Zane J.
Oh my God, the disrespect though, Jordan.
We will see you there. We thank you for joining us.
NJPW Academy at the LA Dojo. Looking to start your journey or add to your existing knowledge? NJPW Academy is the place to be. There's only one place to get New Japan strong, and that's the NJPW Academy. Head to njpw1972.com for more information.
I want you for NJPW Academy.